A staggering new report from Reuters exposes that for the past 9 years, Nigerian military officials have aborted at least 10,000 children in a brutal assault against women who were captured and raped. 33 women came forward to confirm they themselves had endured these abortions after being held in captivity by Islamic insurgents. Some of these women witnessed others bleed out and die right beside them after being forcibly administered chemical abortion pills. U.S. Congressman Chris Smith issued a statement saying, quote, "These credible reports shock the conscience." Carolyn McDonnell serves as litigation counsel at Americans United for Life. She joins me now to discuss this shattering report. Carolyn, thanks for joining us. Given the current landscape in Nigeria, were you surprised that this atrocity was uncovered? What's your reaction to this?
I mean, the report was shocking. I was reading through and reading the allegations, and I was just horrified by it. But at the same time, this is the problem of abortion violence. As long as abortion is permitted, elective abortion will exploit women and also harm unborn children. So in that regard, this is just another symptom of abortion violence that we're experiencing everywhere in the world.
Yes, and reporters were actually able to get a hold of at least one of the people who carried out these abortions under government order, who explained that a predominant motivation here was to kill the children of the Islamic insurgents who raped these women. He said, quote, "It's just like sanitizing society." What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, that's prima facie evidence of eugenics right there. It's terrible. But also, when we think of that, it reminds me right here in the United States is that they often hide these arguments under logical fallacies. And right here in the United States, we also hear things such as product of conception, or it's just a clump of cells, so what does it really matter? But what it sounds like Nigerian officials are trying to do is simply justify their actions through illogical ideas. That child is a separate, unique, unborn human being, and it deserves our protection.
And Nigerian military leaders are denying all of these claims. In Nigeria, abortion is illegal, and both abortionists and women who seek abortions face prosecution. So what do you anticipate could happen next here? Who might be able to intervene? And how do you anticipate these developments are impacting Nigerians, real people in that area?
I think this is now the duty of the international community to step in. I mean, what we're having is a government that potentially is covering up its own human rights atrocities against women and also unborn children. Americans United for Life has called upon the United Nations and also upon the U.S. Congress to investigate these allegations. They're very serious.
And the United States not too long ago was known by all as, quote, leaders of the free world, Carolyn. But due to the large scale of this operation, what's the likelihood that some of our government leaders were aware that this was happening and turned a blind eye? In every other case, they promote abortion on demand, both at home and overseas.
I mean, that's the problem with the abortion industry is it has this sort of abortion imperialism it's trying to impose upon the rest of the world. We can see that throughout the world, unfortunately, through Planned Parenthood's actions, through the Center for Reproductive Rights, and through Guttmacher, unfortunately. And so in that regard, it's unsurprising that we're now seeing abortion violations going on in Nigeria, but we hope and pray that they will be held accountable.
Well, Carolyn McDonnell of Americans United for Life, thank you so much for joining us today and for giving us the details of this report.
Thank you for having me.